Alright, let's go radar quiet.
2 radar quiet.
3 radar quiet.
Nose down, 20 degrees, throttle idle. Gear 4.
2.
3.
Stay visual.
Staying visual.
Contact mud left 10 o'clock, 5 miles.
Altitude.
2 no joy.
Altitude.
3 no joy.
Moving in a field to my left 9 o'clock, online. They're friendly. Okay, one's mill power. Do your visual.
2 visual.
Roger. Obstacle.
Repeat previous.
Obstacle.
Yeah. Lee, do you think we'll have enough fuel with the mill power?
We'll see.
Okay.
Altitude. Altitude.
It's not that long of a flight. So we're gonna lean left to steer and go in this valley.
Pull up. Pull
Chip.
up. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up.
If we get spiked and they keep spiking us and they're committed on us, we're gonna have to pop up and attack them. What we'll do is we'll sort and clear the bandits, and then we'll return to NOE.
2.
Altitude. 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 Altitude.
Just lean left, and steer, and go through this valley.
Altitude. Altitude.
2.
3.
Altitude. Altitude.
Lean right, steer.
2.
Altitude. Altitude.
When you see a road, make sure you guys visually
Altitude.
scan down the road if you can.
Altitude.
Look for mud. Also, make sure your eyes are locked to me. So If you can't do both, just keep your eyes on me.
Yep, should be able to.
Copy that.
This would have been quite challenging with the inclement.
Altitude. 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 Altitude.
So lead, now that I have some overtake, how
Altitude.
close do you want me?
Altitude.
500 feet.
Roger.
1,000 if you can't hold 500 safely.
500 will be.
Now I'm a little pokey behind here. Should I burn to catch up?
I'll slow down a bit.
Altitude.
Advise if you're getting stuck in.
Altitude.
Say again?
Advise if you're
Altitude.
lagging behind again.
Altitude.
Copy.
Okay,
Pull
then
up.
just lean left,
Pull up.
steer 5.
Two.
Altitude. 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 Altitude.
Can you guys hold about 400?
Sure, easy.
Hold like 450?
Maybe.
Alright, let's just hold 400.
Altitude. Altitude.
2 saddles.
Altitude. Altitude. Altitude.
Okay, I got
Altitude.
spike 29 right 2 o'clock, lean left.
2, my scope is
Go to
clear.
burn. Go to
2.
burn.
3.
Out of factor, we can turn mask and hopefully disengage from them.
Altitude. Altitude.
Reference steer 7.
Altitude. Altitude.
2 for steer 7.
3 for steer 7.
Try to hold 550 knot.
Can only do 498.
Altitude.
Okay.
Altitude.
Looks like they're passing us. Can I bring down my speed a bit? Let me know when you saddle.
Altitude.
What's your
Altitude.
intended speed?
About 500. Smoke's on.
Yes, in. 3, do you want me to have smoke on?
That's negative at this time.
Lean right. Lean right.
2.
Altitude. Altitude.
3.
Alright, check left for steer 7.
2.
Altitude. Altitude.
They're cutting it a little close to these North Korean cities, so just scan left as we're going.
Roger.
3 scanning left.
I'll lead bit by swing tanks on me are almost empty.
Roger. You can jettison.
Yeah, I'll ditch them as soon as they are.
Altitude.
Okay,
Altitude.
are you able to keep speed?
500-ish.
Alright, I'm gonna bring it back to 450.
Roger.
I don't want you burning, so advise me if you're burning.
Oh, I haven't been burning unless you called gate.
Roger that. Alright, hold 450.
Roger. 2 saddled again.
Double
Oh,
check.
jeez. My computer is trying to restart itself, so it will alt-tab me in 10 minutes again.
Altitude.
That was scary.
It's not good.
Yeah, next time I'll be ready for it. And I'll put it to 4 hours.
Double check your weapons, guys. About 4 minutes from the target. Lean right into this valley. Hey, check your radar. Check your radar. Someone just turned radar on.
Mine's not.
It's not me. I'm on quiet still.
Altitude.
Alright.
Altitude.
Lean right into the valley.
Altitude. Altitude. Altitude.
2 wing tanks on.
Altitude. Altitude. Altitude.
Pull up, pull up,
Altitude.
pull up,
Altitude. Altitude.
pull up, pull up.
Altitude.
Pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up.
Altitude. 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 Altitude.
Wait, when I postpone the restart for 10
Altitude.
minutes, it will ask me again,
Altitude.
right? Instead of just restarting.
I don't know.
Sure hope so.
Altitude. Altitude.
The Chinese hackers are trying a
Altitude.
preemptive strike on you,
Altitude.
Neyu.
Yep. Sons of bitches.
Altitude. 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 Altitude.
Check left into steer 7. Reference steer 8.
Altitude. Altitude.
2 for 8.
Altitude.
Pull up, pull
Altitude.
up, pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up.
Altitude. Altitude.
I got nails 29, right 2 o'clock.
2 no joy.
Check reference 255. Turner on.
Altitude.
3.
Altitude.
2's on track.
Altitude. 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 Altitude.
Left into this valley.
So,
You guys are still in the burn, right?
Altitude.
Yes.
What? You are?
Yes.
Okay. Nah, now I see it.
I want to be shot at by
Altitude.
Spirit.
Altitude.
Check right for steer 9.
2.
3.
I'm at 550 knots. Go ahead and check left. We're going to go around this obstacle.
Altitude. Altitude.
Down and to the left. Valley here.
Pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up.
Bitmar is possible AAA battalion heading 230. 20 miles.
Altitude.
We
Altitude.
lost it. I guess spike again. Alright, I'm coming to
Pull
this
up,
valley.
pull up, 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 pull up.
Check right for steer 10.
2.
3.
Into the burn.
Altitude. Altitude.
The valley here.
6.
Altitude. 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 Altitude.
Pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up, pull
They're
up.
definitely trying to intercept us. Keep losing us, but they're definitely jinking into us.
Roger, I have nothing on my scope.
Altitude. Altitude. Altitude.
Nails 29, right 4 o'clock.
Altitude. Altitude.
Right into a
Altitude.
valley. Crossing river.
Altitude. Altitude.
Yeah, I'm coming out of the burn. On hold 550 knots.
Altitude.
Roger.
Altitude.
One AAA.
Altitude.
Pull up,
Left.
pull up.
9.
2 cent.
3 scene.
Altitude. Altitude.
Okay, radar on.
Altitude. Altitude.
2.
3.
Final weapons check. We're 20 miles to the pre-IP.
3 set.
2 set.
Altitude. Altitude.
Roger.
Altitude. Altitude.
I think those. I think we lost those
Altitude.
230s.
Altitude.
Stay very low. Valley right. Contact bandit left 10 o'clock. 18,000. Flank left.
2 ordered.
2 ship.
Altitude.
No shot.
Altitude.
Contact speed 241.
Remain as frag. They jank into us. We'll take a shot at them.
Roger.
They're slow. They might be something else.
It's at least a 2 ship.
Okay, flight check right for tier 11. That's the IP.
3.
Let's go on the burn.
Lead bitwise. If I burn faster than this, I'll
Altitude.
risk
Altitude.
damage.
Understood. All right. Keep about 530.
Altitude.
3.
Altitude.
Nails 29. 4 o'clock.
Roger. That's that group that was chasing us. They're far.
Altitude.
Remain as frag.
Altitude.
Stay low.
Altitude.
2.
Altitude.
Pull up,
2.
pull
Just
up, pull up,
break lock on
pull
those guys.
up,
You don't
pull
want to
up,
track them.
pull up.
Altitude. Altitude.
They're bombers or something.
Altitude.
Probably 216s from the
Altitude.
base that we're about to hit.
Or the Q5.
Pull up, pull up.
Altitude. Altitude.
Ditching center line.
Okay, we lost that group that was chasing us.
Altitude.
We're going to go
Altitude.
radar silent again. Disregard
Altitude.
that actually. We're 30 miles to the
Altitude.
IP.
2.
Alright, lean right. We're going to go around this hill.
Tally on a factory, right, 2 o'clock.
Eyes on.
Possible AAA.
Altitude. Altitude.
Okay, once we pop over the bridge, we're gonna be exposed, I believe.
Altitude.
Partially. Are you
Altitude. Altitude. Altitude.
Oh, mud 10, left 10 o'clock.
Altitude. Altitude.
Burn towards the hill to my right too.
Pull up. Pull up.
Altitude. 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 Altitude.
Okay guys, reference IP.
Pull up.
On my command
Pull
standby.
up. Pull 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 up.
Altitude.
Pull up.
Altitude.
Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up.
Altitude.
Pull up.
Altitude.
Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Pull
Stay
up.
right of this.
Pull up.
Altitude.
Pull up.
Altitude. Altitude. Altitude.
Okay, tell me when we're about to hit the IP. I'm going to Mavericks.
Roger.
Altitude. 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 Altitude.
Pull up.
Altitude.
Pull up.
Altitude. Altitude. Altitude.
IP is to our left, heading
Altitude.
260.
Altitude.
How many miles?
6.5.
Roger. I commit a mud 6.
Altitude.
I'm committing left to the
Altitude.
mud 6.
Roger. Following this valley.
Defending mud 10. Continue.
Lead on below you. Proceeding as frag.
Pull up. Pull up.
3, I'm right behind you, 2.
Roger. I'm aligned with the
Altitude.
runway pretty much.
Altitude.
Shit, I'm overtaking.
Roger. Going burn up. You good?
Good.
Lead, are we cleared on target?
Clear.
Roger.
Altitude.
Pushing.
Altitude.
3.
5 miles.
Rifle. Rifle.
Rifle SA6.
Altitude.
Egress.
Altitude.
Roger.
Altitude.
Pull up.
Altitude.
Eyes on runway.
Altitude.
Buddy spike, buddy spike.
I got you.
Bombs away. Bombs
2
away.
eyes on runway.
Bombs away.
Pull up. Pull up.
This is Cat 1.
Altitude.
Egress.
Altitude.
To egress.
Bombs away. Bombs away.
Chaff
Bombs
flare.
away.
Chaff flare. Chaff flare. Chaff flare. Chaff flare. Chaff flare.
Caution.
3's got 1.
Get my smokes on.
And
Nails,
don't
10.
have eyes.
Hey,
Sam on 6.
follow the egress.
Chaff flare. Chaff flare.
3 burn out of
Chaff flare. Chaff flare.
Burning.
Altitude. Altitude.
eyes on lead.
Altitude.
Pull up.
Altitude.
Pull up. Pull
Pistol
up.
on 6.
Keep rolling.
Holy
keep
shit.
rolling.
Altitude. Altitude.
Drain mask. Whoa.
You're good.
Pull up.
That
Pull
was me.
up. Pull
Visual
up.
you.
Pull
Continue.
up.
Lead, this is me.
Warning.
Shit, hit, hit, hit.
Warning. Caution.
Pull up.